Good evening, everybody. Kind of a sad week. Just wanted to start off with this. We'll go out into it a little bit more during our news and that, but that's why I'm dressed like this. It's my homage. He's one of the best. Very sad guy, or very sad how he passed away. But
You just like an excuse to dress up like wrestlers.
um, that's maybe a side plus to this, but still. All right, let's start the show. Welcome to Nat Daddy Collectibles Weekly Roundup. What's the date today? March 17th, 16th, 17th. There we go. Got a nice week for you. Hey Scott, I saw your suit today. There, you looked very
I saw
Lucky
that.
Charmish.
I saw that and I thought, oh, if I knew Scott was watching, I would put that picture up there and be like, do a little look
Yeah.
giveaway thing, look who's won.
Uh,
But I didn't think Scott was gonna be watching.
well,
But
since Scott commented on my costume, I did have more to the costume, but it broke just before the show. I had a real rope gold chain, shiny and all, but it broke, so I took it off, and it's giving me irritation. So, all right. So yeah, that's cool. Let's thank everybody. We got two.
yes,
Yeah.
Corey. Yes.
The sun was out today. I gotta get a little sun myself. I mostly reflect it, but I have to contact Corey later because I want to get that TV stick thing and I want to talk to him about some stuff. So that's awesome. Let's shout out the local guys, 204 Comics. They were, very good this week. I got all my stuff and even the stuff we don't usually expect to get on time. So that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
What else is there? Oh, Big Country, and we're gonna talk more about the Big Country guys a little later on tonight because they're at Toronto Comic Con this weekend. So we'll go
Yep.
into that a little bit more too. We got a few people we know attending to that, not just attending, but working that event and that.
I did. Yeah.
Quite a few actually, quite a few. And then we got the Things Getting Sketchy guys. They had a wicked show last week. They all got another good show coming up this week. I
Yeah. I haven't seen the announcement for this
I
week yet.
haven't yet either, but I think maybe that's because there is the Comic Con going on this week, so that's the way we do it. Yes, I am sure I am your son.
I don't know if that's pride or if that's embarrassment.
That's true. That's true. Oh, something else I'd like to say is I bumped into someone or ran into someone earlier this week that I hadn't seen in like 20 plus years and that and reconnected with them a little bit, so I decided to shout out to them. So, hello. I won't mention any names. I don't want to embarrass anybody, so that was pretty interesting as well. So what else do you want to ramble about? Anything? Get going?
That's, I think, all I've got so far.
We are exactly, approximately.
Exactly approximately.
Yeah, we're exactly
That's the
approximately.
Nat Daddy way.
That's right. We're at the 1 year mark now. Pretty much
Exactly
exactly.
approximately.
Well, I think it was March 22nd or March 26th last year that the idea totally came into when we met Justin and decided to form it. So, yeah, so that's a year ago. And on behalf of that annual super date and hopefully an annual date for more years to come, I'm going to put up a big sale. So I'm going to put up everything that we have for the last year. I'm going to have some nice little discounts on there. There'll be some autograph stuff. There will be some slabbed autograph stuff. So everybody check it out. I'm going to put it up on the Nat Daddy page. Um, I like putting my stuff up there. We do have the website, and I'm sure we will use it more in that. But I like using the stuff on there because it lets us connect more with the group. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the website's a pain in the ass.
Well, we gotta deal
For
with
for
that.
my sake, don't use the website.
That's right. So let's get into some, doing stuff because I'm sure we can ramble on about more stuff because we have lots of Nat Daddy stuff coming up. So
Yeah. Um. But yeah, first up, we've got from Marvel Comics, some up and comers around. Um, Reckoning War, Trial of the Watcher.
yeah, this is tying into the that Reckoning Wars that we did the Alpha. Was it Alpha or Zero Alpha, whatever it was, the couple weeks ago? It
I
was
don't
the
remember. It was a bit ago.
yeah the prelude to the start of this series, and it's a cosmic event that's going through Fantastic Four. And what it is the Reckoning War. It's all about things. There's too much to explain about that. But what this book here is, it's kind of like a what if story. If the Watcher went on trial there
What
instead
if
of Reed
what if
Richards,
he had never intervened?
right? And it's in the sense that the other Watchers are making him look through this dimension because it's the one dimension that he would never ever look through in that, and it has no repercussions that lead into the rest of this crossover. I really like the art in here, and I really like the story. Dan Slott does a better job on cosmic stuff than he does on Spider-Man stuff, I find. Well, I like his Spider-Man stuff too, but his cosmic Fantastic Four stuff I like is a little bit better suited for him, it seems like. So this is interesting. I like it. That's only a Marvel book I think we have for this week, really.
It is. It is.
Well, there's a couple of ones like Carnage one and stuff like that, but we can't cover that.
I despise the Carnage and the symbiotes. I don't despise them. I really don't like them.
Yeah, I get you. I never did this one. This is yours. It's a Star Wars book.
Yeah, I'm flipping through it quick here now. I have the synopsis of it, but I've not actually read it. That's Halcyon Legacy. So this is that one that's based off of the
it's a ride.
It's not a ride.
Well,
it's a resort.
It's an experience.
It's an experience. Yeah, it's a resort. This one takes place sort of prequels era, not Clone Wars, because there's characters that are alive in here that are not around in Clone Wars. So between episode 1 and 2. There's some activity with the Hutts, and it's all stuff that's connecting with what's going on currently in their story. They're referencing stuff and like the captain and the crewmates. I did actually watch a video this week about the whole Galactic Star Cruiser thing, and it actually is a surprising amount of stuff just from what people have said reviewing that do tie into these comics.
That's cool.
Yeah, lots of actual lore. It's like you're living inside of a movie set. It's actually quite neat.
That's very cool.
But yeah, this issue, I didn't find anything too special flipping through it. I haven't heard anything too special about it, really. I am enjoying the covers for them.
You just have to get your Star Wars picks no matter what.
Yeah, yeah. I like my Star Wars. I could do a whole show on Star Wars. Next up, we've got Batman Superman World's Finest.
Yeah. This one is interesting. It's nothing special. It's just another volume of them teaming up. So I wasn't too hyped up to read about it. But when I started reading it, I really quite enjoyed it. You got Mark Waid doing the writing, which I didn't know. So you got a classic writer who does awesome stories. And then you have Dan Mora doing the art. And I really like Dan Mora's art. He was doing Power Rangers. He's the one that does the Once in Future, the King Arthur series in that. So really nice lines, clean stuff in that. That's his cover there as well, I believe. It's good stuff. I like it. What? There was a lot of covers for this, and some of them are kind of cool
there,
too.
But I can't read it.
That's right. So in here you got Superman, you got Batman, and then you got a ton of other appearances, mostly cameos. You got Robin, you got Poison Ivy, you got Metallo, you got Penguin, you got this old guy, obscure hero, bad guy. I'm pretty sure his name was Thunderbolt. Then you got the Doom Patrol. Then you had some other guys that were in there kind of like in dream sequences, like Lex Luthor, and then you had General Zod. So you had a ton of people in there. Fun team up with Superman and Batman. It's fun. What the story is, again, all these bad guys are kind of showing up during adventures, and Metallo stabs Superman in the heart with a syringe full of a cocktail of pieces of red kryptonite. So each one of those things causes him to have like these mutations and stuff like that. So we're gonna see what happens from there. It kind of ends the story, and he's still going through all these different changes and that. But yeah, it was a fun story. I don't know if this is a full-time, like a continuing thing, or just a short volume of stories or what, but it's just like that other Batman and Superman that's always seems to be out. There's always some kind of Batman Superman team up. It makes you think of the classic 80s books of all the superhero team up books that everybody clamored for back then in the day. So good for anyone that wants to have a fun read. Good for kids.
That's a good omnibus that I don't think I've seen.
What's that?
Marvel Team Up or Marvel 2-in-1.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
If I haven't seen them lately.
That's about it for DC stuff. With Batman being out last week or a week before, they've been doing some covers, and this is the one one of the ones from last week. This one is from Nightwing this week. This one's actually like very nice, very creepy.
What was that one that you didn't get? Was that Detective?
It might have been
The red
Detective
one?
because
Yeah.
that's just Batman. But that other one is more like a close up of the illustrated poster that they had originally
Yeah, that was a good
released.
one too.
Next up, we've got the Clay People Colossus.
Yeah, this is good. One's from Image Top Cow. Top Cow's like an imprint of Image. What this one is Matt Hopkins, and then you got Christian Dabari doing the art.
Using that.
Sorry. It's the story starts off in 1945 Germany, and you get the Allies freeing a concentration camp and all its survivors, and then it shoots forward to nowadays, and it focuses on a young guy in school. It's probably like, I don't know, 12 or 13, 14, and he's bullied at school because he's a new kid always, and he's half Jewish and he's half Chinese. So being the school he's at now is kind of full of rednecks, so he gets bullied even more because of that. The Jewish grandpa is dying, so right before he dies, he gives the young boy or the young man a book, about the golem. The old Jewish way of bringing back the golem, which he had with him since from the war when he got freed and that. So then this kid, he takes the book and he doesn't use it or anything like that. But after that, this group of bullying, the bully group ends up killing his best friend. The kid comes home and creates this creature and then uses it to seek revenge. And it's pretty gruesome. He goes around and the golem rips people in half, and just the people who were involved in that. And it looks like it's just the one shot, but I mean, it leaves it open to more because it's kind of one in like all the bad guys kind of get killed. But it was a neat introduction in that. I'm sure there'll be more. I liked it. It was just a good, cool. It could be like a Tales from the Dark story or something like that. But yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Good old fashioned Robo murder rampage.
Yeah, little golem, a monster, come to life type of thing.
Yeah,
that was cool. I liked it.
Next up from AWA, we've got Hit Me.
Yeah, and that one actually came out last week.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it last week. I just picked
it. It was on this week, I think.
Well, I saw it on the shelf last week, but I didn't pick it up by accident. I picked it up afterwards, and after reading it earlier this week, I wanted to make sure I covered it because I really enjoyed it, and we like most AW Upshot books. So what this one is, it's written by Krista Faust and art by Priscilla Petrikietz, I believe it is. Petrietz. And it is I'm glad it is written and done by women, because the story itself, if it was done by men, it might get a little flack for it. But what the main character is, and that's her on the cover there, is how does she word it? She is a professional pain slut, and she instead of being like a hooker, she rents herself out to be like dominated in that, So she is like she labels herself like an erotic punching bag. So guys hire her, and they'll beat her up or they'll spank her if it's just cheap or something. And the more intense and the more intense of the injuries and beatings and stuff, the higher the rate is. So apparently that's a thing, and she does that, enjoys it, gets paid well. And obviously in that kind of lifestyle, you're going to get involved with some shady stuff in that, and it's coming back to haunt her and bite her in the butt. So she's involved in kind of like this murder mystery now, and she has a bodyguard that kind of escorts her around like all call girls do. Yeah. That's But the one guy, he's in love with her too, but they're just friends type of thing. So eventually they're gonna get together. Yeah. So see where it goes. It's kind of a neat story. I really liked it, but I mean it's a little disturbing at times too, like seeing what she does and how she gets so beat up after it and that. But she kind of likes it too. So
yeah, weird concept for a comic book.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff like that out there, but. Yeah, I thought it was kind of neat, because especially that's written by and done by a women team. So
next up, what I thought originally was a Trailer Park Boys book, Stealing Oz.
This is it is the world of Oz, but it's kind of like modern Oz. It's like in city, urban, and that it's not in like the old castle format. And what it is,
I could have swore that was Julian on the front.
yeah,
I thought for sure looking at it that's what it
when
was.
you said that, it made me laugh too because I didn't even plan to buy this. I just saw it on the shelf and I thought that's kind of cool looking. And it's from Bad Kids Press, but it's not necessarily a kid's book. Well, I guess it could be a kid's book, but not like a
They're
maybe
drinking on the
yeah.
cover.
It's
It's
like
not a
a
kid's book.
yeah, like a young adult, probably older teens, but it's kind of like a satire, a retelling of it, and it's a team of people. It's Munson, Coughlin, and Torres, and it's a colorful modern update of the Wizard of Oz. Some familiar characters are pulling off a bank heist, and then some other familiar characters are kind of like the special task force that's out to get them. You do have your regular characters there, like you have Scarecrow there. He's kind of like the brain type guy. You got the lion, who's your muscle. The woman at the top there is that her name is Dorothy Jade, I believe. She was like the daughter of the witch or something like that. I forget my really in depth mythos for Wizard of Oz. And the guy on the bottom, he's like I think his name is Wheeler. He's like the driver guy. He was around in those other ones as well too. And then
yeah, anyone see Return to Oz?
yeah, stuff like that.
The Wheelers in there.
And then
Terrifying. Oh my god, creepy people.
right. And then the detective team that's after them is the Tin Man and TikTok. That's his name, right? TikTok. So yeah, Oz is not the Oz. The police department of Oz is hunting these guys down because it's not just bank robbery stuff. It's magic involved. So yeah, it's kind of neat. She does magic that I forget who she is. She's called Dorothy Jade, and she's not Dorothy because Dorothy shows up in here too, but it's like she's like the niece or the daughter of the original Wicked Witch. I forget how she plays into it, but it's a real character. Yeah, and again, totally independent book. Beautiful cover, beautiful printing inside, or beautiful printed paper. So I know another awesome thing for stuff like that. Yes, Tyler should educate me about Oz. He was an Oz guy for sure.
Oof, strictly that original movie, and that's super different from the books.
I read some of the other Oz stories, but it was very long ago, and there's a lot of them.
There is a lot. I think there's like 16 or something, and they're all pretty big books. Next up from Black Caravan, Playthings.
This one is disturbing and dark, but
and sold out everywhere.
Yeah, it's
instantly.
It's one of those things that could be another like not Tales from the Crypt, but Tales from the Dark Side, or what's that other one we liked? Outer Limits.
Outer Limits.
Yeah, the Outer Limits. It's kind of like Twilight Zone. So what do you got here? Again, Black Caravan imprint from Scout, so more horror themed, or yeah. John Clark does the writing, and Travis Williamson does the art. And what it is here is you got a woman that wakes up in a candy-colored playroom, and she's all tied up to a chair. And she wakes up to this chair. She's naked, pretty much. She's just in her bra and underwear.
There's kind of a theme this week, eh?
What's that? Bras and underwear?
Just tied up women.
Yeah, I guess so. And then the toys in that are all around her are alive. And then she can't remember how she got into this room, but then she's slowly kind of piecing it together as like she's coming out of a dream. And what it was is she's a single mom and kind of miserable in her life, and her daughter gets this clown doll, and they don't really know how it shows up. She assumed it came from the ex-husband, but it doesn't really. It just kind of showed up magical like, and it's all possessed in that. And the clown doesn't like what the mom says, everything they want to do what the clown says type of thing. And then the clown attacks her and wakes up in this room here. So it's going to torture her and stuff. So it's pretty dark. And that the comic itself, again, beautiful, hard stock cover, nice ink paperwork inside. The coloring inside is a little kind of cartoony but dark, almost undergroundy like. Yeah, it's an interesting story. I was waiting for this one for a little while because it just sounded so weird.
Yeah,
and it is pretty weird, but it is it's creepy, and yeah, it's enjoyable. Like, just another cool little monster story. This is only the first issue. There's more.
Yeah, and Black Caravan actually having a pretty good week because they also had Rad Wraith this week.
That's one was supposed to come out like a week or two ago, and
it definitely was pushed back a tad.
But it was awesome as well. I've been waiting for this one for quite a while. This is one I actually said to you a long time ago. Maybe let's look at getting a cover for. Well, you're actually doing these in the exact order I have them written down. That's pretty good. So again, Black Caravan. You got Tristan Gallagher doing the writing, and then Christian Dabari doing the art. And this one's really neat as well. It's a little tongue in cheek. This one it could be exactly Tales from the Crypt. Even the guy in the beginning there looks like a Tales from the Crypt character, and the way he explains his stuff. But what it is Grom, and Grom is the person on the cover there. He's a kid. He's a kid who wants to skate with a local group of punks, and these punks are more than just punks. They're actually criminals. They do bad stuff. They're like a gang, but they're no skateboard gang or whatever. And they want for him to join the gang. He has to do initiation, so they make him go do this crazy skateboard ramp that's behind an old graveyard. And you know the reason that it's
That sounds very Tony Hawk.
yeah, it
Oh,
is.
I wish they would do another Tony Hawk game
And
now.
the graveyard and this skateboard ramp are haunted, and they don't know why, but it's because when they made the skateboard ramp, they made it improperly. So every time someone uses it, they get hurt or die or something. So that's
Oh,
why.
that typically happens when you make something improper.
Yeah, they made it too steep. It's just too crazy. So, and everybody knows that, so that's why it's all blocked off. And it's behind this graveyard, which ends up being like an Indian graveyard as well. So much like Swamp Dogs, the same type of thing. They dare this kid to do it, and he goes and does it, and they push him off the ramp, and he goes down and he dies because he falls and breaks his neck type of thing. So then they bury him, because they don't want to get go to jail for murder. So these punk guys they bury him. And then he shows up at the school the next day. Everything's all right and that. And they just, oh, okay, whatever. And they still bully him and all that. But this kid now, he's like undead or anything, right? So at night or when he gets mad, he turns into that zombie thing on the cover, and he's like Ghost Rider now, but on a skateboard. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's neat. Awesome art. Much like that bad drummer or heavy metal drummer, that weird one. Same kind of idea. I guess cool.
And then our last one, because we're flying through stuff this week, is Slumber from Image Comics.
Yeah, and this is another one I was looking forward to a lot because it has the whole supernatural feel to it. This one is kind of like a supernatural feel, kind of like Ghostbusters meets Inception, if you can kind of think like that. So it's from Tyler Burton Smith does the writing, and then you got Vanessa Cardinale doing the art. And what it is I keep now, instead of saying stuff like that, I say what it is now. People hire that main character, and that's her on the cover, to go into their dreams and kill their nightmares. So if anybody's haunted by something, a lot of time it's trauma related. And for example,
These Dream Warriors.
Yeah, kinda.
She's one of the Dream Warriors.
Well, it's kind of like Inception too. It's like they use machines to go into the dreams and do that stuff. The dreams get the more damage you do, the dreams start fighting with her and stuff. But it's cool. Like one of the things is this guy's always been traumatized in his nightmares always his whole life because he got abused by a clown when he was a kid. Abused by a family friend that was like a clown or in one day or in a party or something. Like abused him, sexually abused him. And that's traumatized him for years, and he always has nightmares about clowns and that. So they go inside and they kill the clown with like samurai swords and blow his head off and that. And then they come out and he's not traumatized anymore. And they charge money for it. So that's a whole service. So it's neat.
That is the exact plot of a Rick and Morty episode.
Is it?
It starts off as a goofy Inception thing, and then it turns into Friday the 13th, and it turns into them killing people's nightmares.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to untraumatize like Freddy.
Yeah. And now what's going on, what the turn is of this story now, something in the nightmare dream kingdom is out looking for her because she can do this, and now they're trying to go after her because she's like a chosen one type of thing. So it's neat. The person that she works with on her team is like a zombie. So he works with her and then he walks around and just picks up dead people's legs on the ground and eats them like chicken wings, and so it's pretty gruesome in that too, but a neat story. Almost like that Dreamwalker book a little bit that we have been following and supporting in that. So kind of neat that way too. The Dreamwalker book has only been one issue where there wasn't as much explained as this one. like we saw way more action in here because it's kind of comedy, tongue-in-cheek, where that one's more serious. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book too. So I enjoyed everything this week, even that Batman one. That's about it for books.
Yeah, I didn't read anything this week.
I know it was a busy week.
I've been having a very busy week.
But it was a good week though, besides being busy. I had a good week being busy too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a bad week.
Bumping into that friend was
Been
neat. It was a big surprise.
Productive week.
It was sad seeing Razor Ramon pass. Scott
Yeah.
Hall.
So let's pull that back up. You know, at this point, I should have a WWE or AEW tag, but I don't. Yeah, there you go. You want to talk about Razor Ramon or anything else wrestling?
Well, yeah, he passed earlier this week. He passed. He had he was having hip surgery, hip replacement surgery. Diamond Dallas Page there had started I don't know if it's Kickstarter or GoFundMe, but I think it was GoFundMe, and managed to raise.
It would be GoFundMe, not Kickstarter.
Okay, GoFundMe for his hip operation because it was going to cost like 40 grand, but I think they ended up raising like 80 grand. So he was having the surgery, and he ended up having a bunch of cardiac arrests from blood clots during the surgery. So that's what ended up killing him. Well, that didn't kill him. They put him into a coma and that, and then they took him off life support, and he passed from that. So very, very sad. Not just the fact that he was a wrestler, because lots of wrestlers pass, and every time we see one, we do acknowledge them, especially the ones that I grew up with, and this was a main one. But he was one of the most influential wrestlers, I would say, and wrestling is still big today because of him. When he was in the WWE, the first time around, he was Razor Ramon, who I love that character as well. That's the character I'm dressed up as. But then after a couple of years, him and Diesel left to go to WCW, where it became him and the Kevin Nash and Hogan became the NWO. And then that kind of changed wrestling in there again to right up there with like The Rock and Stone Cold. So yeah, you know, everybody nowadays knows about the New World Order and No Too Sweet and everything like that. So yeah, so you know, way, 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 way huge influential, and I just think he had to be acknowledged because he was a big part of everything that was we watch nowadays. So, and he was only 63. So I mean, it wasn't like he was really old or anything. So that was my wrestling thing. Oh, don't want me to do my other wrestling thing about Cody?
Yeah. Yep.
I put this up on the AEW page earlier this week, and it's a Cody figure, but it's Cody as the old LGN figures, which is, I love those old LGN. And again, much like talking about the Razor Ramon people out there, anyone who's my age and even Tyler's age and that remember these because people talk about them all the old time. These were the old.
Well, I remember them because Nana and Papa had big green
bin
superstore bin of them.
So that was and they were like 25-pound, just huge chunks of rubber that us kids played with back then.
They were ugly looking. So you can tell they'd been chewed on. Ugh.
Yeah, I happened to be in Walmart.
Chunks of skull stuck to them.
Yeah. I happened to be in Walmart and saw that one there. I never saw anything like it or heard anything about it, so I picked it up right away. And yeah, I don't know. I guess they're gonna have some more. I saw some people online said they're gonna have other ones. Darby Allin was supposed to be one right away, but it got pushed back.
I think Britt Baker is one.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I think the reason I think that got pushed back was probably...
Well, this is the only one they've shown at all.
Yeah, so I think, and that's because...
Even months ago when they were, or I guess months ago, it seemed to have been announced quite a while ago.
But I think, and like me said, that we think they put it out now because Cody's he's not under contract anymore. And he was supposed to maybe show up in WWE, and he hasn't yet, but the rumors are still there for WrestleMania at the end of the month. Pardon me, got hiccups. So I think that's why they got rid of it, just so if he doesn't, if he does show up in WWE, they're not going to put out a figure for him. So we'll see what happens there. So that was just strange, and I just like the figure no matter what. I would have got it no matter what person it is. It was just unfortunate it was Cody. So who knows? That was just interesting. What's our next thing?
Another passing we had this week. It seems like we have almost one a week the last little bit. It's actually very depressing.
Well, people die.
And that's and I don't recognize him in this picture. I do if I
Oh,
really
for
look
sure. You
close.
just got to put the beard on. I mean, recognize him.
That's William Hurt, who, to me, he played General Ross in the Marvel movies, or Hulk or Civil War. He's shown up in other things as well. Yeah, and he passed away just this week, and I'm not sure exactly if he was sick or what.
I don't know.
It
I
was
just saw
quite
the headline.
unexpected, I believe.
Yeah. He was big in the 80s and that.
But yeah, 71. As far as I know, he had a pretty substantial role going forward in the Marvel universe.
Well, especially if they did Thunderbolts.
Yeah, well, the She-Hulk show, he was in that.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to see him still, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, another quite sad and sudden passing. I guess we'll sort of keep on line with that sort of sad-ish news, but sad for two different ways.
Yep.
The JLA and Avengers trade paperback came out this week, in honor of George Perez, and it came out. Stores got it and on time, but there was two, maybe three ways that stores handled it. Like Ashley at 204, because of allocation, he'd ordered X amount, he only got 2. However, he sold them for cover price. He wasn't selling them for crazy high expensive prices as some other retailers were. However, the flip side to that is some retailers were, say like Capcan Comics, and I think theirs were $330 or $340, which was market value at that time. However, they didn't keep any of the money, and all their proceeds went to the Heroes Initiative?
Yeah, the George Perez Foundation, the Heroes Initiative.
So they put it and donated towards that, and they actually upped from I think it was...
Well, it's 3,300 because there was 11 of them, and they rounded it to 4,000. So they donated 700 of their own.
So that's another way that I've seen, and I've really only seen them handle it that way. But I'm seeing lots of news either on Facebook sites or just hearing in the community in general. Lots of stores are selling it at market value as if it were a ratio and directly at that price. I'm not saying anything about it being for donation or for being for charity. They're just selling it at that $300, $400 price line.
That is disappointing because I had no intention of getting this book. I have the originals. I just thought, and there's only 7,000, so very low print. First time it's in print in 20 years. Never ever going to get printed. Only got printed because George Perez, the situation, him passing and that. Because Marvel and DC are never going to collaborate on something like this. So very sad that way. Yeah, I mean, it is. I won't say it's not right because at your store you can charge whatever you want. At least the way.
Well, yeah, and we've had this argument about ratios and
exactly.
Yeah.
So I like the idea that the one store that we got a copy. We paid the $333 or whatever, but again we paid it so it would go to the charity. So that was okay with that because if we supported it then and then we get it in, we can, if we want, we maybe sell it later on or something. I'm not too worried about it. I just wanted to support the cause. So, yeah. So again, the people who just bought it and they were pre-selling it on eBay and stuff in the weeks before, that was silly because one, how did you know you were going to get a copy? Because it was very, very allocated.
Well, and I think Ashley said he had ordered 10.
10 and got 2.
He got 2.
So and then Capcan got 11, and depends on how many they ordered. So I don't know, right? So I mean, some people they just don't know. But then I did see some other stores get shouted out saying that they were selling it to their subscribers for regular price.
Yeah.
And they didn't expect to get it. So I mean, there are good people.
There's been select few stores that have been a bit greedy with it. For the majority of it, I'd say everyone's handled it quite well.
It's like that always. It's just unfortunate because the profits for this are going towards something nice. It's not just no spec book or
I don't understand why they would do such a limited print on it on something that they knew was going to be big. 7,000 is criminally small.
For something of this magnitude, yes. Maybe, who knows?
It's not that it's difficult to come by. You can go digging through anyone's boxes at any show, at any con, and you can find issues 1 to 4.
Yes,
not a problem.
Sold copies of it.
But it's
It would not
Not in a
surprise me.
collected form.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it would surprise me though if they, after seeing the reaction in that, if we hear in the next week or so that maybe it goes back for a second print. That would not surprise me. So we'll see.
Possible.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of cons and shows,
Yeah.
Toronto
First big one of the
Comic
season.
Con.
Yeah.
Big Country Comics is there. They're gonna have Hugh, and they're gonna have Mike there.
Yeah, we've been showing stuff for Hugh all week. He's got
Hugh's been ramping
he's
up.
putting up some special prints for the show, so we've been showing those all week.
Spider-Man 2099,
Moon Knight, the Batman 66 is the one that started it, so he'll have all those there. He also has a special edition black cover Last Ronin sketch that is from the Big Country dudes as well.
Yeah.
So go check out those guys there. We also have another friend there as well. If you want to put up George's picture there.
I don't have that. I don't have that one. That is.
It's on my phone. I sent it to you there.
I know. I missed that one because the pictures you sent were terrible.
Well, it's on Facebook there. If you just want to flip off Facebook.
His name is George. I don't have it.
Okay. George McCall is in there. We had him up on our page a few weeks ago. He had that book Ascension up that was up for the award, and he's also that's not how you spell George. That's how you spell George, and it's McHale.
Yeah. And that is how you spell George. There's multiple ways.
Okay. So
no,
it's on there. That's it. Oh no, that's not.
No, it's not. I saw it. It's not on here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where I got it from earlier.
I know, but I said I couldn't find it.
George McHale's being there too, so he has the Cover of Darkness from Source Point Press. Issues 1 and 2 are out. We've reviewed both of them. He has a special cover there, 200 copies of the Cover of Darkness #1, and he's there selling them, and he's gonna has his own little sketch on there as well too, a vampire head. So I ordered one already. I reached out to him and said I can't make it there. Can I get one off you? And he managed to said yeah, he'll sell me one. So that was nice of him to do that, I thought. Because we've supported stuff. I like that book even before knowing him. Remember we covered that book. It was all the monster stuff, like the Universal monster type of stuff.
Yeah.
I got some more stuff to talk about. There's lots. There was that Miss Marvel trailer.
Yes, the Miss Marvel trailer. Yeah, I'm slipping this week.
Yeah.
Did you watch the trailer yet?
Yeah, it's very cartoony. Like it's meant for younger people for sure. Which we all knew it would be.
It's young adults for sure. Like your Disney drama, whatever teen drama stuff. It seems. The biggest thing about it, people are talking, is her power set is weird energy based now and not inhuman.
Yeah,
which Inhumans aren't in the MCU so far as we know.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
But yeah, I think this is the first time that I full-heartedly agree with Corey. It definitely looks a bit boo.
I have to check it out to see. But when we saw the when we saw the leaked photos before, the costume looked really cool.
I mean, the show itself looks fine, like visually.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's definitely Disney tapping into a different style
it's
here.
not going to be the same audience as Moon Knight.
No, and that's the flip side. Is Moon Knight? I had posted the clip that they put up today.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just more scene of that elevator scene where we see the Khonshu coming towards them, and that show is like a horror.
2 weeks, right? 29th, 26th, 29th, so 2 weeks.
I thought it was the 30th or something.
I don't know. I can't remember now. Doesn't matter. End of the month. What else came out? I saw. Well, we got Netflix. All the Netflix, Disney, Marvel stuff is now on Disney Plus.
Yeah, as of yesterday. You're so excited about that, but you have no care in the world to watch them.
Well, I was gonna start watching Daredevil on that, but I didn't want to start before the show because I had too many other. I would end up streaming it and like binging it, and I would end up not being ready for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. The Spider-Man movie, the new one's on demand or rental or whatever you want to call it. So it should be, I think it's April 26th or April 15th or something. It shows up on Disney Plus. It's at the end of April. It's not on Disney
Plus.
Yeah, I saw it on that.
Spider-Man is not going on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. I saw somewhere that it said it was showing up on Disney Plus end of 20, but that could be different.
No.
Apparently I'm wrong.
Sony. None of the Spider-Man movies are on there.
I saw, okay. I saw that Jack Black is going to reprise his Kung Fu Panda role, and they're doing a new Kung Fu Panda cartoon series on Netflix.
I thought you were gonna say he's doing another Nacho Libre movie.
No, he's doing Kung Fu Panda. I never saw that, but I know what it is. So
They were
that'd be cool.
popular.
Yeah, so
They were
that's gonna be
funny.
a new Netflix series. I also saw. Oh, Matt, we had mentioned a little while ago that Dark Horse was being bought out by that video game company. They're called Embrace, and that went through today. The final acquisition has gone through, and now they own the 727 properties of Dark Horse. So remember we said before they had a lot of properties, IP. I saw today they had 700.
But they don't put out too much.
Well, that might be different now because now they have someone else running the show, and it's gonna wait a crossover and everything.
Yep.
What else is there? Oh, they also announced some weird. I don't know how. Well, it's accurate because it's been released, but I don't know if it's gonna be obviously a cartoon or if it's gonna be live action. But they're doing a Kite Man show on HBO Max.
Oh, it might tie into that Harley Quinn.
I also saw this afternoon they're gonna be doing a Harley Quinn show now on Harley.
There is a Harley Quinn.
No, actual live action Harley Quinn show.
Ugh.
So I guess they're getting ready to do all these spin-outs from.
Need multiple Harley Quinn
shows.
You don't need one. The one is good, but.
Oh, look how good Peacemaker did. They're trying to build upon that universe with all those Suicide Squad characters. So.
You know, Harley is probably showing up in more of the DC movies than anyone else.
That's the way it goes, man. And then also this afternoon, Amazon finished its acquisition of MGM. So for $8.5 billion. So everything like James Bond,
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I forget the other ones. There was a ton of them. I forget them now.
Well, the reason MGM is selling is because all they had was James Bond.
no, there is a lot more. I saw on the stuff too. A lot more stuff we hadn't thought about. But yeah, so that they've acquired all that, so Amazon gets all that. So it's like hundreds and hundreds of movies and TV shows and properties. So that's a huge pickup for them.
One thing, and I don't have it anymore because we got rid of it already. The next wave of the retro Spider-Man Marvel Legends is coming. This isn't from this wave. This is from the weird in-between wave. But that is starting to show up on shelves this week. I have a complete box coming in by next weekend.
We saw them at the Walmart.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid wave. The last one was good too, but this one I think is way better. You've got the Iron Spider, or not, Armored Spider-Man, so like that gray silver armor. You've got Ben Reilly Spider-Man, which is a figure that's very rarely printed. Excited to be getting that. The black suit, and then you're getting Shocker, which is a great sculpt on that one.
I love that
looks
Shocker.
Great.
Same with the Hammerhead.
And the Hammerhead, another one looks really great. And the Hobgoblin, which is
Hobgoblin's
good.
Okay,
the Hobgoblin's good. But I have one from the old Marvel Legends, and that one is way better. The face sculpt on this new one's a little bit.
That might be my first appearance Friday tomorrow. We'll see how I have to make a costume for him to rip. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I have other first appearance I want to show.
I think that's about it. Yeah, Walmarts have had lots of stuff in stock. Yeah, actually, even EB Games, toy-wise, lots of their stock is coming in. I picked up a couple of Star Wars Black Series for my brother that actually released last year, but are only showing up here in Canada now. So that is a bit strange. Stuff from the Bad Batch, Star Wars: The Bad Batch.
Lots of new Batman movies stuff we saw too. Some cool stuff. Yeah, I thought it was cool. Make sure everybody checks out the NatDaddy page. So I'm going to put up some awesome stuff to sell. Or not to sell, but to sell, but I mean nice stuff that'll be on sale. So there'll be some good deals there too. Check out our interviews. The interview we did last week with John Dexter was quite good. Quite good.
He's never gonna let you interview him again. You keep getting his name wrong like that.
I said it. Only in the interview was wrong. And also as well too, if anyone's been following the NatDaddy stuff, well, not only were we promoting Hugh's work this week, we keep promoting Michael Berglund and all his auction work as well too. Although it seems like I'd be the one that's bought it. so far. The one
Yeah.
that one was pretty amazing. That eyeball one, that was just so creepy and cool.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, we're gonna keep supporting Michael because he's he's our cover guy right now. We're working on one cover so far,
which was officially approved.
Yes,
completely. So we're just waiting on
the date for PR releasing.
Yeah. Looks great.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much it, really.
Yeah, I mean, so far, all we know is, well, we're going to be getting trades and versions, some split between the covers.
Yeah.
But that, so far that's all we've got. We don't have price breakdown or anything yet because it's
something else I will mention, and we're just starting to do with it now, starting to work on it, is we are kind of expanding the NatDaddy repertoire a little bit, I guess is the way to put it.
Yep.
So we are looking at and going to be offering pretty soon just comic books in general. So if anybody, I'm not setting up anything yet, but we're going to be looking at doing things too, like we can do some pre-orders for people, like some FOC stuff, or maybe set up some pull lists. We're just looking into it still. We have it going. We will do that. Yes, we do promote the comic shows that are coming up. We just wait for them to either approach us or the week of we always mention it too. Especially if we are in it. We just aren't in the one coming up next, or at least not yet. So
we promote them next week or the week after. The guys from Cobra Collectibles are throwing on a show
at the
in
Cabato
the Center. They used to run the original C4, so they're able to use the same name there, which is a strange coincidence that they've found somewhere that they can actually call it C4 still.
Because the Cabato Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
And then I believe there's a WallyCon coming up in
April 26th, I believe.
End of next month, I think.
So, we promote the local stuff. We promote everything local. And we'll reach out to Corey as well, too, because there's something him I want to talk about promoting local as well. So, again, we always got stuff on the side. Not on the side, but on the go. On the side sounds suspicious, but
that's just because you have a scatterbrain.
Yeah, we're just rambling now, so.
Yeah. The FOC stuff, we'll see how it goes. That's more so just for us, so we can get cheaper prices on the quantities that we're ordering, because we end up ordering a ton of stuff anyway.
We'll see. It was just it was just the next step in the business. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Not really, but
I can't say too much else because everything always changes. I say stuff and it changes, and Tyler gets mad at me. So, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Like I said, nothing too crazy this week, just the usual stuff. If everybody wants to reach out about no promotions or anything like that, we will gladly work with almost anybody. And as long as you're not dissing somebody else, we'll support you, right? So, especially local people, we support lots of local stuff. We just we like to.
Oh, speaking of, Dean at Peg City Comics, he's been putting up a cover almost every day for the last week or so.
Lots of Spider-Man ones.
Yeah, for Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Well,
he's also got a couple of his own in there. He's got an Archie that Abbey Road homage.
Yeah, and also he just put up an hour or so ago the last issue of the Spider-Man series before it switches over to that new one again is up there.
Yeah, I don't know if J. Scott Campbell did that one or if it's just an homage to it. But yeah, that's about all that's going on this week.
Awesome, good show.
Good show.
You guys can put in the comments before who looks stranger tonight, me in my Razor Ramon outfit or Tyler in his the Kingsman glasses. So.
Yeah, I've already gotten comments on them. People popping onto the show and sending me texts.
That's so funny. All right, I might keep this hairstyle.
Yeah, no, don't.
I'm the bad guy. I lost my toothpick. I hope I didn't swallow it. All right. Check us out, everybody, on all our stuff. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. That's what it really is.
You got it in one shot.
I did.
See ya.